Today we have a big one for you guys. Today is all about what patience means on the tennis court. So most of you have probably heard about coaches saying, be more patience in your game. But what does it actually mean? That's what we're going to answer today. But before we get into it, please leave a couple comments in the comment below to let us know what type of videos you want to hear and what type of topics you have questions about. So we can make some more tailored to you videos that help you to answer the questions that you've been wondering about for the past years. Okay. Now going back to the topic, how do we define patience on the tennis court? So what tennis coaches mean when they tell you to be patient is usually just play within your abilities. What does that mean? Well, whenever you're hitting a ball, you should kind of know how you can make sure that the ball goes back in. How hard can you hit it? Let's say you can hit it at 30 miles an hour and put in 9 out of 10 balls. Well, that's within your abilities. But if you now hit it at 50 miles an hour and you miss 4 out of 10, that's not within your abilities. The risk is too high. So you want to find a power on your shots that allows you to consistently put the balls in to start. Once you manage to consistently put the ball in, the next step would be to try to place it a little bit. So place the ball side to side. And you'll be surprised how soft you can hit the ball without losing the match at a high level even. If you hit the ball at 40, 45 miles an hour from the baseline on average, which is not very fast, you'll be able to go up to 4 or 5 level if you have good placement, no problem. If you move decently well and you can place the ball well. Okay, it's not very important to hit super hard to hit winners. So if you understand that, then it's much easier for you to be more patient because you don't feel pressure to perform a very hard shot. Aside from that, the next thing you have to think about is how soft would you have to hit for your opponent to be able to hit a winner? And in most cases, if people try to hit winners, even on balls that are fed by hand, they're going to miss more than they're going to put in, even at 4-0 level, 4-5 level. So that means if you're not even at that level yet, you shouldn't be worried about your opponent having a very easy ball. Unless you give them like a high, short ball that bounces right behind the net that they can smash, everything else is going to be very difficult for them to finish off. So start by just keeping the ball inside the court, placing it to the best of your abilities without going for a lot of risk. That's what patience means. Now, if you can't win like that because your opponent is just too high of a level, that's okay. Now you can add more power and also thus add a little bit more risk. But that's required for you to win the match. If that's not the case, you can easily just stick with a softer ball, place it side to side, and win your match by doing that. And over time, you're going to gain more confidence in your abilities, and you're going to learn to hit harder without making mistakes. And then you can start hitting more winners because now you have the placement, you have the consistency, and you can add a little bit more power than you did before. One last thing to mention, there's a big difference between being patient and being too careful. So if you, for example, just hit soft balls right in the middle, very short, that's a bit too careful. You can do more, right? So you want to find out what your limits are, what your personal limits in terms of risk and reward are, how hard can you hit without missing, and try to do that. Very important, that power can be different every day because we have good days and we have bad days. That's totally normal on the tennis court. So that's why you also don't see Alcaraz and Sinner and everybody else at the top hit with the same power every single day. Some days they can close their eyes and put the ball in, so they hit harder. Some days they don't feel so good, so they hit a bit softer. And that's okay too, as long as it gives them the win. So try to figure out what you can do and don't do less than that, but also don't do more.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.